episode of some of the various games that I'm looking to put out on this channel besides just Minecraft. As you can see, today I'm going to be playing Skyrim, and I want this to be another long-running series in addition to Minecraft. This is just going to be a regular playthrough of Skyrim as a stealth archer. Simply because I find that style of play probably the most conducive to being relaxing. So without further ado, I'm just going to hop right in. I already tried recording this introduction, but I accidentally turned the mic off for something and forgot to turn it back on for like 10 minutes. So this is take 2. And just like my World of Tanks video, I've got a cigar going right now. Also another gem I dug out of my car's glove box. This one is called Groovy Blue, and it's a blueberry flavored cigar. A bit thinner than most. I don't know the actual terminology. I think they measure the diameter in rings or something like that. But this is a fairly narrow gauge cigar. But it tastes good. Not exactly a taster's choice, I guess, but it's cheap and it's good for me. It tastes good for me, so. We've got about 10 minutes to kill, I guess. So I think I'll get into some discussion about Skyrim Special, and then Skyrim Anniversary Edition. I am currently playing on Skyrim Special Edition, and I had previously deleted the Creation Club content, so like Saints and Seducers, and I think it'll actually tell me. So I got rid of Fishing, Rare Curios, Saints and Seducers, and Survival because I didn't want to deal with Creation Club nonsense. And you also can't turn it off, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but it came back somehow, even though I altered the program files, and even though I reset my hard drive at some point, or reset my OS, I still played it after I reset it, and they were still gone, and they just popped back up one day. I'm not too sure why. And before anybody asks why I don't play on Anniversary Edition, there is no way I'm paying $20 for a game that I already own. A game that I already own twice, mind you. I didn't buy Skyrim Special Edition. It was given out for free to those of us who actually bought Skyrim and like played on it or something like that. I really don't like this intro at all. It bugs me to no end. It's too slow. But that's beside the point. What really bothers me is Bethesda trying to sell Skyrim to people 3-4 times over. It bothers the hell out of me. And I refuse to buy Anniversary Edition out of principle. I mean, Skyrim Special Edition looks good enough. You know, it really does. It's a pretty game. Or maybe I just have low standards when it comes to graphics. Like, this drags on for hours and hours, this introduction. It's like wicked cool the first couple times you see it, but you know, I've played this game quite a few times, and you really just wish there's a way to skip it. It's a good cigar. I think being in my glove box really seasoned the thing because the flavor is a lot more deep than it normally is. So I gotta trial and error my way through which cigars are good in my glove box and which ones are bad. I assume everybody knows the story of Skyrim by now, but for those who don't, you are a prisoner like every other Bethesda or Elder Scrolls game, like every other Elder Scrolls game. You start as a prisoner, caught crossing the Skyrim Cyrodiil border, and you're caught up with this lot who are part of an ongoing rebellion against the Imperium, or the Empire. And now you're going to be executed along with Jarl Ulfric, the supposed High King of Skyrim. I say supposed because he, one of the old High King of Skyrim, and then just like murdered him and said he is now. So we're gonna pick Wood Elf. You know what? This is an ASMR video. I'm gonna read all the races. Argonian. Argonians are like lizard people. This reptilian race, well suited for the treacherous swamps of their black marsh homeland, has developed a natural resistance to diseases and the ability to breathe underwater. They can call upon the hissed skin to regenerate health very quickly. Argonians are probably some of the more visually interesting characters in all of Elder Scrolls, and Black Marsh has not been represented yet in a game. Pretty interested to see if it will be. Breton. In addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, even the humblest of hierarchs, Bretons can boast a resistance to magic. Bretons can call upon the dragon skin power to absorb spells. Bretons are very tanky characters when it comes to magic. They're great anti-mages, great mages as well for that. I believe Hierarch was represented in Daggerfall. I can't remember. Dark Elf. Dark Elf, also known as Dunmer in their homeland of Morrowind. Dark Elves are noted for their stealth and magic skills. They're naturally resistant to fire and call upon their ancestors' wrath to surround themselves in fire. Dark Elves are cool. That's what I'll have to say about them. Morrowind was a good game. I haven't played it much, but it's a good game because it absolutely kicked my ass when I first started playing it. I might have to make a series on learning how to play Morrowind on this channel. I think that'd be pretty interesting. High Elf, also known as Aldmer in their homeland of Somerset Isle. The High Elves are the most strongly gifted in the arcane arts of all the races. They can call upon their highborn power to regenerate magicka quickly. As the description says, they are great mages. They're also douchebags. I don't like them. Imperial, natives of Cyrodiil. They have proven to be shrewd diplomats and traitors. They are skilled with combat and magic. Anywhere gold coins might be found, Imperials always seem to find a few more. They can call upon the voice of the Emperor to calm an enemy. When I first played Skyrim, and I first played it on like 360, I read that gold coin thing, and I wanted to play as an Imperial, and I did. I got a shitload of money. It's fun. Khajiit, another very interesting character. Hailing from the province of Elsewhere, they're intelligent, quick, and agile. They make excellent thieves due to their natural stealthiness. All Khajiit can see in the dark at will and have unarmed claw attacks. I've actually never played as a Khajiit. I was originally planning on playing as a Bosmer or Wood Elf, but I might switch it up, to be honest, and play as a Khajiit. I'll have to think about it. Nord, citizens of Skyrim. They are a tall and fair-haired people, strong and hardy. Nords are famous for their resistance to cold and their talent as warriors. They can use a battle cry to make opponents flee. I believe they get a bonus to two-handed at the start. I don't really play as Nords that much. Orc, the people of the Roth, Garian, and Dragontail Mountains. Orcish smiths are prized for their craftsmanship. Orc troops troops in heavy armor are among the finest in the Empire, and are fearsome when using their Berserker Rage. Very overpowered ability, Berserker Rage. Red Guard. The most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel, Red Guards of Hammerfell have a hardy constitution and a natural resistance to poison. They can call upon an adrenaline rush in combat. I played as a Red Guard for a one-handed and like a sword and board build. Very good, that adrenaline rush. I think it just really massively boosts your attack speed and stamina regen. Good class. And Wood Elf. The clansfolk of the western Valen Wood Forests, also known as Bosmer. Wood Elves make great scouts and thieves, and there are no finer archers in all of Tamriel. They have natural resistances to both poisons and diseases. They can command animals to fight for them. Now, the question is... I think I'm gonna go with Khajiit. I've never actually played as Khajiit before. Play as a dude. You know what? Yeah, I'll go with Tony the Tiger here. Jack him up a little bit, because Tony's ripped. Yeah, boy. That's good enough for me. Yep, finish and name him. Tony. Yeah, boy.
You with one of the trade caravans, Kenji?
Yes, sir.
Your kind always seems to find trouble. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
It's racist, bro.
Forget it. He goes to the war.
By your orders, Captain.
What a bitch.
I'm sorry. We'll make sure your men are turned to elsewhere. Follow the captain, prisoner.
They better be, and not a septum short. I'm glad it autosaves here as well, because Alduin used to cause quite a lot of bugs, at least on release. Yeah, as
Plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
okay, so that's all the story you're gonna get there. But I'll give you a little bit of background while this is going on. This set piece. Ulfric Stormcloak is very good. General Stormcloak over here was unhappy with the way the Empire is managing Skyrim, specifically in how the Thalmor, the High Elf purists, are interfering with Talos worship and, I guess, personal freedoms in the province. So we decided to kill the High King in old combat, mortal combat, like the old customs. And I guess those old customs must have been really, really old, because nobody took to it kindly. Everybody just said he murdered the High King, which is true to an extent. Not the cat. Come on, man. Easy with a hard C. But nobody took to that kindly. Everybody disliked when Jarl Stormcloak just murdered that guy, so. Naturally, he's hired an army and rebelled against the Empire. Oh, that guy up there, that's Alduin, by the way, the World Eater. He just kind of shows up out of the blue for, honestly, I don't think it's ever explained why he shows up now. I can't remember if it is, actually. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But... oops. I'm just gonna speedrun this part. This was really cool when I first saw it. I mean, like, wicked cool. it's been, oh, what the hell was that noise? And the way it's been revamped. The special edition is really cool too. It's a very pretty game. It's thankfully a lot more saturated than regular Skyrim. Regular Skyrim was pretty, don't get me wrong, it's a good looking game, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, it's very 2011 looking. Oh, let me double check on something. Make sure yeah, there we go. The field, brightness, gameplay, I'll play a master. Oops. Everything in this intro is like ridiculously scripted. It's supposed to be like a crazy, cool moment. But once you've seen it like 7 or 8 times, it gets kind of old. I'm gonna go with Rayloff. No. Hadvar. Rayloff can get bent. Yeah, see you, bro. There we are. And I do notice that the graphical improvements, the color improvements are just a shader, because they go away whenever you enter a new cell. I want this guy to just, come on, man, free me so I can be a loot goblin.
There you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from.
Alright, big mistake, I'm looting this place blind, bro. Any book we're coming across, by the way, we are reading. So unfortunately for anybody who is looking for like gameplay, Mixed Unit Tactics, we are reading that. Mixed Unit Tactics in the 5 Years' War, Volume 1 by Codus Kellinus. The legions could learn from the unconventional tactics used by the Khajiit in the 5 Years' War against Valenwood. I was stationed at the Sphinx-Vault Legion fort on the border near Dune and witnessed many of the northern skirmishes firsthand. The war started with the so-called slaughter of Torval. The Khajiit claimed that the Bosmer invaded the city without provocation and killed over 1,000 citizens before being driven off by reinforcements from a nearby jungle tribe. The Bosmer claimed that the attack was in retaliation for Khajiit bandits who were attacking wood caravans headed for Valenwood. In the spring of 3rd Era 396, the war moved closer to Fort Sphinxmouth. I was posted. I hit the wrong button. I'll keep all the books. I was posted on lookout and saw parts of the conflict. I later spoke with both Khajiit and Bosmer, who fought in the battle, and it will serve as an excellent example of how the Khajiit used a mixture of ground and tree units to win the war. The Khajiit began the fight in an unusual way by sending tree-cutting teams of Kathirat and the fearsome Senshi-Rat, or battle cats, in the outskirts of Valenwood's forests. When word reached the Bosmer that trees were being felled, allegedly a crime in the strange Bosmeri religion, a unit of archers were dispatched from larger conflicts in the south. The Bosmer were thus goaded into splitting their forces into smaller groups. The Bosmer archers took up positions in the remaining trees, whose branches were now 20 or more feet apart, allowing some light into the forest floor. The Bosmer bent the remaining trees with their magics into small fortifications from which to fire their bows. When the tree cutters arrived the next morning, a half-dozen Khajiit fell to the Bosmer arrows in the first volley. After that, the Khajiit took large wooden shields from the backs of Senshi-Rat and made a crude shelter. The Khajiit, even the enormous Senshi-Rat, were able to hide between the shelter and one of the larger trees. When it became apparent that the Khajiit would not leave their shelter, some Bosmer chose to descend and engage the Khajiit, sword to claw. When the Bosmer were nearly upon the shelter, one of the Khajiit began playing on a native instrument of plugged metal bars. This was a signal of some kind, and a small group of the men like Ohms and Ohmsrad emerged from covered holes in the forest floor. All common forms of Khajiit who live in the trees of the Tenmar forest jumped from one tree to another under a magical cover of silence. They took up positions in the higher branches that could not hold a Bosmer's weight. When the signal came, they used their claws and either torches or spells of fire. Accounts from the 2 survivors I spoke with vary on this point, to distract the archers while the battle on the ground took place. A few of the archers were able to flee, but most were killed. Apparently the Dagi and Dagirat have more magical ability than is widely believed, if they were able to keep themselves magically silenced for so long. One of the surviving Bosmer told me that he saw a few ordinary cats among the Dagi, and even claimed that these ordinary cats are known as Alfik, and that they were spellcasters. But Bosmer are almost as unreliable as the Khajiit when it comes to the truth, and I cannot believe that a house cat can cast spells. At the end of the day, the Khajiit lost perhaps a half-dozen fighters out of a force of no more than 4 dozen, while the Bosmer lost nearly an entire company of archers. The survivors were unable to report back before a second company of archers arrived, and this strategy was repeated again with similar results. Finally, a much larger force was sent, and the Bosmer won that battle with the help of the native animals of Valenwood. That third skirmish and the Khajiit response I will discuss in the 2nd volume of this series. Very riveting, I understand. So, if people don't like the reading, I will relegate it to a separate video in the series, so we don't get caught up all the time in reading frivolous books. Because some people might, even though this is like an ASMR thing, that might be here simply for gameplay, which is fine, makes sense. It's an ASMR Skyrim series, not an ASMR Let's Read series. Oh yeah, I don't need 2 iron swords. They really aren't worth much at all, so I'll keep the 1. Alto wine is worth taking. I want to do it. I did it. Now it gets hard because I'm smoking out of the left hand, and I have to somehow fight convincingly. I try and grind some stealth.
Hold up now. We only want to.
Okay, that didn't go well. Combat in Skyrim is pretty simple. You just kind of spam left click until the guy falls over. Use your power attacks when you can, and block as needed. Luckily, even though that swing went right through me, since he was targeting Hadvar over there, it did no damage to me, which is very convenient. I don't know why this guy's named Gunjar. Unfortunately, I do have to go through all these sacks, because sometimes they have salt piles, and alchemy is like a ridiculously good way to level up. Oh wow. Just got fucking murked. Here's 2 other goons. So I'm being targeted by this guy over here, which is suboptimal. I don't know what Hadvar is doing. Yeah, that's not great. Sounds like I just leveled up my light armor after I died. And I'm back here. That's what I get for not quick saving. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm back.
Let me see if I can get those bindings off.
like I say that, like I'm not gonna cut that section out of the video. Okay, some symptoms. Empty. An helmet in gold. Get the key. I'll show you guys how to level up Sneak in a very cheesy way. Oh, what you just saw there in inventory, you can favorite an item by pressing F on it in the inventory. So this iron sword, right, I'll do it with the light armor. You see that little dot? That means it's favorited. And when I press Q, it turns up here, and you can keybind it to whatever, like hotkey you want when you have it selected in the favorite menu. Hadvar trolled me in that other room. He completely trolled me, left me out to dry. I can't believe him. I thought the guy was my buddy, and he just did that to me. I'm gonna power through this, and when I get to the end of this dungeon, I think I'll when I get out of this dungeon, I'm gonna cut the episode there. It's out in the open world, you know. I think this is a good place to stop it. I don't really want these episodes to go on too long because it's bad for people who because they're designed for people to fall asleep, not to watch all the way through. So say you fall asleep while watching the thing, now you just miss like 40 minutes of the playthrough, and you're gonna try and go back and rewatch the thing. That's just annoying. So I'd rather keep them around like 30 minutes a piece, which I think is a good amount of time. Because any shorter, and there's no real guarantee that you're gonna fall asleep watching it. Okay, so now I'm gonna wait for this guy to be a meat shield for me. Go on, get in there, man. There we go, boy. Tag team this guy here. Combat is pretty static for the most part. Oops. Like there's nothing complicated about it. You know. You just kind of spam and, hope it all goes well. It's like, it really is like an RPG when because it's really just numbers doing the heavy lifting. Make sure you loot the alchemical ingredients. Garlic and the elf's ears. Elf's ears, I believe, are restore magicka, and garlic is resist poison. Yeah, restore magicka from the elf's ear. Frost, resist poison. There we are. I may have played this game a little bit. Salt piles are very valuable for early game potion making. Song of Perennial. I'll hang on to that one. I'm not sold on this whole reading thing. That's gonna be something else I need you guys to comment about. Do you want the books to be read or not? Perfect healing potions. Now the boring part. I gotta go through all these sacks. Hopefully one of them has salt in it. Because salt is like fairly valuable to you in the early game. Anytime really. Luckily there's two. Oh, another thing you want to do is always eat them when you get them, to learn the first effect. And then, if you're playing legitimately, you can go off of that. But if you're like me, you can just go on the wiki and, figure out what they all do. This guy's in my way. The visuals in Skyrim are honestly really nice. Like, genuinely really good looking. At least in Special Edition. I'm gonna use a one-handed and oops. I'm gonna use a one-handed and shield build for my secondary. I'm primarily gonna be a stealth archer, but I'll have a one-handed setup for secondary thing, brief history of the Empire. So I'm gonna grab all these books in case they need to be read at some point. I won't read it right now because that'll gonna break up the flow of the game. Light armor, light armor. Shield. Yeah, at this point I'm just gonna use the heavy armor shield. It's not like a big deal. I'm pretty sure blocking with that doesn't level up your heavy armor skill. I think it just does block. I'm not 100%. Lock picking, just like Fallout. Rotate the lockpick. A and D keys to rotate the lock. Real simple. I might do a mage playthrough at some point, but today's not the day for me. I am. This guy's a crotchety old man. I'm taking everything I can out of this place.
Grab what you can. Let's go.
Really beautiful environments. I remember there being a coin purse or something useful in one of these cages. But I'm mainly just trying to grind my lockpicking level so I can level up and put some perks into something. Oops. One good change from Fallout is that the damage to your lockpicks is cumulative. Like it'll remember the degradation on the lockpick from previous lockpicking attempts when you move on to the next one. I think this is like damage health. Damage stamina. Close. But now with the shield, we should be able to better control the pace of combat, which is phenomenal. Because blocking with your weapon, I mean, it works, but like it's not ideal. It's pretty suboptimal. You want to be grabbing all the alchemical ingredients you can. I'll show you how to level sneak as well, really easily. Those who know what's coming, you're in for a treat. I think I'll power level up to like... Now we got archers over there. So when you bash with a sword, shield, as you can see they stagger. But it costs stamina to bash. And as you can see, I don't really have any stamina at the moment. There are two archers back there, but they're not really doing too much. Get that XP, man. So I'm gonna head over here. I'm gonna have to pot up. This guy's a problem. So that level up is a godsend. Because when you level up, it restores all your stamina, health, and magicka. So watch. Bang. I think I'm gonna pop an archery perk to start, because I'll be getting plenty of perk points from grinding sneak. So one thing you might want to do in a tough fight, or if you know a tough fight is coming up, is banking a level up. So you can pop that in the middle of the fight and have a free heal essentially. Okay. Longbow, iron arrows. This could be hotkey 3, I think. Put that away. Wonder what happened to the other guy. The torturer's assistant, there he is. Yes, I can. Be cheap. Yep.
Let's see where this goes.
Now, I'm gonna go back that way. After it gets demoed. Main reason for that. Get a health pot, coin purse, and hopefully some more bone meal, but I was not lucky enough to get bone meal. And you just come out right here. So I think you fight spiders. Yeah, you fight spiders, and then you can power level your sneak. You gotta watch out for stuff on the floor. By the way, there's always a good layer of Bethesda jank on everything. Oh yeah. Spider time. Dude, come on, bro. I need you. Take some pot shots to start. That went nowhere close. Okay, and here are two more big ones. Frostbite spiders are not the most threatening things, even on master difficulty. They do poison you, which is annoying. Even over your shield. If they hit you, they just poison you no matter what. Hadvar is not impressed with the giant spiders. Now, don't forget, loot the frostbite venom. Fairly valuable. It's a weak potion, but for half a pound, it's 21 value. So it's worth grabbing all of those. Another thing, these web sacks tend to have either skeever tails or an amount of gold in them. I think skeever tails is straight up damage health. I'm way off. Okay. I should stop guessing. Just embarrassing myself. Make sure you grab all the spider eyes too. There's spider eggs. Another good alchemical ingredient. You wanna be grabbing as many of those as possible. Alchemy, like I said, is a very easy way to grind levels. Very easy way, and before anybody asks, no, I'm not doing major glitches like the resto loop in this. I will be showing some certain cheeses and all that, but the restoration loop is off the table. That's just way too broken. Desiccated corpses always have some amount of gold on them. They're worth looting every time you see them. I just ashed on the fucking carpet. Oops. That was embarrassing. I'll have to vacuum that up. At least it didn't burn anything, which is good. Okay, here we are. Time to power level. Yes, sir. Does this skeleton have loot? No. Okay. So Hadvar. Oh. Uh-oh. So we come over here. There's a bear on that side of the river.
There's a bear just ahead.
Just like he said. There's a bear. Okay. So like I said, we can get a sneak attack. But what we really want to do is just sneak attack Hadvar. I mean, over and over and over. You just want to sneak attack the guy. Did they fix it? Because... Okay, no, you just gotta quick save, quick load. a ridiculous level. And all you're doing is hitting them, quick saving and quick loading, which actually solves a lot of problems in Skyrim. Like, say the vendor, you need a certain item out of their inventory and they don't have it, crack them in the head, quick save and then quick load. While they're aggroed onto you, that resets their inventory somehow. There we go, sneak to 30. 31. Oh, this is too easy. Just too easy, man. But theoretically, you can just do this all the way to level 100. I don't recommend it. Because it's pretty boring. Which one I'm only going till 30 or 40, excuse me. I don't think I could sit here all day and just grit them out like over and over. It also boosts my one-handed, which is nice. There we are, on 34. Okay. This is going okay, I think. And there we are, 40. I'm done with that. Wow, okay, stamina. I'm gonna go to like 1. Okay. Got 3 perks. And there we go. That's quite good. I'm gonna do the rest naturally. I never like cheesing stuff in games that much unless I need to. That bear never stood a chance, man. And I'm gonna save the belt for an NPC in Ivor's Dead, Temba Wide Arms. You get a decent amount of gold from her. Yeah, you gotta watch out for these physics items on the floor. They will hurt you bad if you're not careful. And now to just get the hell out of here, I think. I'm done with this. Once we get out of here, I'm gonna cut the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, you know. Because I really do enjoy playing Skyrim. As much as I love complaining about it. And no survival mode. I'm not gonna do that voluntarily. You guys want to see survival? Feel free to comment down below if you want survival mode on, but I've never done it before. I had, and I thought it's just kind of tedious. And there goes Alduin, right over Bleak Falls Barrow.
Looks like he's gone for good this time.
Alright,
But I don't think we should stick around.
on that
until
note,
he comes back.
I'll just fade out.
This is down from Harry's River.
You guys have a nice one.